Today, we are going to put the world's greatest AI model, the one taking the world by storm, the one everyone is talking about, Kimi K2, to the absolute test. For those who missed it just last night, Kimi released Kimi K2 Thinking, a AI model that absolutely smashes all the benchmarks. It is open source. Anyone can use it. Anyone could download it and put it on their computer. We're going to put it to the test. We're going to put it up against the world famous Alex Fin AI benchmarks. We're going to put it through its test, see how it goes. We're going to build some apps with it, and then we're going to continue work on some of the apps we've been working on previous videos and live streams, including the Vibe Coded App Store. Let's get straight into it. Lock in, get in the chat, get in the reply section, leave a like, do all the engagement, do all of it. Let's pump it up. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Friday. Happy Turbo Friday. We got everyone in the house. Yen Radman was first. Yen was first. Always first. He's the king. We're going to give China all the ideas. Hell yeah. Well, listen, the good news is it's open source, so you can just download it onto your super-powered Mac M3 Ultra, and you won't give your data to China. And I'm sure a bunch of companies are going to put the model on their own local US servers soon. So you won't have to worry about giving your data to adversarials, I guess. Let's get straight into it. Let's start building it out. Let's pull up Kimi K2 and start building, shall we? Let's see, Kimi.com. Let's share the screen. Let's get happy Friday. Beautiful, beautiful Friday. It's a beautiful, beautiful Friday here in sunny California. Meet OK Computer. OK Computer is Kimi's new agent mode. Your all-in-one AI PM designer, developer, and AI analyst. Ooh, maybe we'll explore that too. Let's explore that. What's that? OK Computer. This is new. OK Computer. I have no idea what to do with OK Computer, so we're gonna skip OK Computer for now. Let's do it. Let's do Kimi K2 Thinking. Thinking mode is on. So this is Kimi K2 Thinking mode. Let's do this. Let's pull up the world famous benchmarks and let's put this to the test, shall we? We're gonna pull open the world famous Alex Fin AI benchmarks, and we're going to put this to the test to see how this goes. I hope everyone is having an absolutely beautiful, glorious Friday. Here we go. So we have our world famous benchmarks. Here's how other models have scored with it. Right now, Claude Opus 4.1 is the king of the benchmarks, the world famous Alex Fin AI benchmarks. I'm going to pull open a new window here, and I'm going to put a place for where we can put the Kimi K2 code. For those who don't know, we do 4 coding challenges for the model to see how well the apps they can build are. And then we score it, and we see who's the king. Let me zoom in so you can see these scores a little bit better. People always say, oh, your stuff's too small. Your stuff's too small. There it is. That's what she said. Looks like the benchmarks are behind. We haven't done it for Sonnet 4.5 yet. Maybe we'll do Sonnet 4.5 after. Done with the winterizer around the house. Tomorrow I pick up all the veggies ahead of the coming freeze. Where are you, Modelier? Where's it freezing for you? It's been 70 every degree here in California. I just don't want them taking my amazing calculator app. Yeah, China might steal your calculator app code. Just signed up Kimi, so we'll see what it can do. Kimi makes me want to download or buy like a super expensive Mac and run it. Although I think you need 2 M3 Ultras to run the Kimi one. It is what it is. All right. I'm going to open a new folder in Visual Studio in order for this test. We're going to do Kimi K2. Actually, do I have another folder for benchmark stuff in here that we can just replace? Let's see. Claude FPM. Man, it is Friday. It is Friday. I'm going to be playing Arc Raiders this weekend. That is going to be fun. Oh, game of the year, by the way. All right. Kimi K2 test. Create. Here we go. Let's run some tests. So we're going to go on Kimi K2. The first test we're going to do is the first person shooter test. Let me pull up the prompt for that. So we have a set of 4 prompts we're going to run in Kimi K2. And we're going to see how it goes. So let's go back into Kimi K2. Let's see. Here we go. Kimi K2 Thinking. Here's the prompt for the first benchmark. We're going to do Northern Alabama. We're freezing up there in Northern Alabama. Modelier. Hey, man, watch all the live recording because of the time difference in India. But you're here in the live. Priyank69. Preonk69, you're here in the live stream, so welcome in. Build me a 3D first-person shooter using Three.js in a single HTML file. Make this game as stylistic, fun, and visually appealing as possible. Adding the mechanics, power-ups, and enemies you think will make the game fun and beautiful. Let's hit send on that and get Kimi K2 to work and see just how good this model is. I've been playing and tweaking around with the lighting for this live stream. What do we think about the new lighting? I no longer have kind of purple bouncing off the side of my head here. I don't know. What do you guys think about the light? Oh, the blue light I had in the background's already dead 5 seconds in. I got to dial it in, man. I got to dial it in. My lighting's already dying. My camera will probably die. If my camera busts during this live stream, I'm buying a new camera the moment this I'm literally driving to Best Buy the moment this ends and buying a brand new camera. I did some research. The camera I'm using, the Sony ZV-E10, is not meant to be like a video camera. It's a very good camera, but it's not meant to be a video camera. That's why it overheats like this. It doesn't have internal fans. So I found a cinematic video camera from Sony that has fans on the inside that will survive a live stream. So if the camera busts out during this, I'm just going to Best Buy the moment it ends. Wow, they're writing a lot of code. Might be the most. I'll create a fully featured 3D FPS game for you. This will be a complete playable game with multiple weapons, enemy types, power-ups, stylish visuals. I'll build a cyberpunk theme arena. Why is every AI, when you tell it to build a game, it's always cyberpunk themed? Why is it always cyberpunk themed? Every time I have an AI build a UI, it's blue and purple gradient. Every time I have it build a game, it's cyberpunk themed. Where in the training data did all the AIs collectively decide every game will be cyberpunk themed? Why is that? Same. Watch this for 5 minutes before actually understanding it was live this time around. So are people coming in here thinking this is like a recorded video and they're not aware that it's live? Was it the A7 Ivy? No, it's like the F30 or something. I'll tell you exactly what camera this is I'm thinking about getting. bestbuy.com. Was it the F30? Sony F30? Is it camera? Something like that. I don't know. Yeah, FX30B. This is the camera I'm thinking about getting for the camera nerds at home. If this craps out my camera during this live stream, I'm immediately buying this camera from Best Buy. All right. Do we got the code here? Is it all set? Okay, it's all set. I've created a comprehensive visual style. All right, I think we take this. Let's see. Let's see how this is. Benchmark test number 1. We're going to go into Visual Studio Code. We're going to pop this code in. Oh, my current one? My current is a ZV-E10. That's my current camera, ZV-E10. For those who don't know, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 11 a.m. Pacific, we do the live stream here. This is a live stream. You could be watching the recording. That's totally fine. I hope you enjoy the live stream recording. It's always fun. We always have blasts here. And then in between, I put out like pre-recorded, edited, tightly packed videos. So here's more relaxing. We hang out, we chill, we listen to some lo-fi music, we code, we experiment, we have fun, we chat with each other. And then in the tightly constructed videos I put out in between, that's the tutorials, stuff like that. So here we have fun. If you want to build that, you want to chat, do that. All right, do this. New file, index.html. Anyone who wants to do this with me, 1,200 lines of code they built. I think that's the most I've ever seen from one of these tests. If anyone wants to do this alongside with me, all you do is you create a new project, make an index.html, and then you ask the AI to build a one-file HTML program. All right, now let's pop this sucker open, shall we? Let's see. So this is test 1 of the world-famous Alex Finn AI benchmark test. I named this Kimi K2 project, ABCEFG HIJK. Where am I? What folder am I in there now? Applications and desktop. Oh, I'm in Finay. All right, here we go. We're going to pop this open. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. All right, you guys ready for test 1 of the of the world famous benchmark test for Kimi K2. All right, let's sit here for a second and rate the menu. Right, so here's the menu. It's called Neon Arena. I got to understand how this works because every time I tell an AI to make a game, it always calls it Neon Arena. It always makes it cyberpunk themed. Like, I want for me to say make a game and it makes like a medieval hack and slash. What's gonna be the first model to do that? I'm getting so many friggin' spam texts and calls lately. It's crazy. So menu wise, I'm going to be honest. I think this is the best menu I've ever seen from an AI model for multiple reasons. One, let me get the comment off the screen so you can see it. The health and the shield. I like the way it's like a nice gradient for the health and the shield. They actually have a name for the gun, plasma rifle, and a meter for the ammo. I've never seen that before in one of these tests. Let's see the controls. WASD, space, shift. Okay, so they have a sprint. Mouse look around, left click to shoot, artery load, switch weapon, survive waves. All right, let's see this. Let's see how it goes. All right, first start. The shooting's nice. The frame rate's nice. I like the reflections off the floor and the wall. Let's see the enemies. Enemies are fast. Let's reload here. I hit R to reload. I'm not sure if the reloading. Oh, it reloaded. It just reloads after the next time you shoot. The enemies, like, it flashes when you shoot. I like that a lot. Graphically, this has to be number one. Oh, yeah, what happens when I pick this up? I imagine that's some sort of power-up. I'm not sure what happened when I picked that up. We got different colored. Now we have red squares now. I like the environment a lot. I like the walls. And the best part is this worked on first go. Oh, is this a power-up? It's not really clear what the power-ups do. They did not make it clear what the power-ups do. Or is that just like bonus? Whoa. All right, let's see if I lose shield or health if I run into one of these. Am I losing shield and health? No. Okay, so they're not doing damage to me. That kind of sucks. So the damage and shield and health do not work with this. Power-up just reload. Oh, the power-up just reloads me? I don't think reload actually works then. Oh, no, reload works. You just have to click after doing it. And then it shows the reload. All right, so let's look at this. Let's talk about this real quick. We're on wave 3. The score works. What does this green do? Is this an enemy? Oh, the enemy's shooting. So when the enemy shoots me, now I'm getting shot. I actually lose shield when they shoot me. Now everyone's shooting me. The green dots are coming from everyone. Now I'm getting shot at. They weren't shooting at me before. Now they're shooting at me. Like, well, I'll sit here and get shot and I'll lose shield. I don't know. I don't understand the guys who just run up to me and stare at me in the face. Now I'm losing shield. All right, let's talk about this. Can I pause it? No, I can't pause it. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the game. Graphically, this is the best any of the models have ever done for me. Graphically, this is the best any of the models have ever done. I like the feel of it. I like the reflections, the lighting. The first-person controls work really well. I'm not really losing health or anything, and there isn't a wide array of weapons. What other weapons are there? It says Talon's Ear. Oh, I got a shot. Here, let me refresh this because my... All right, here we go. Neon shotgun. Oh, it actually, like, looks like a shotgun. Like, it has, like, the burst. Like, it has, like, the bloom, the bullet bloom. That's sick. What's number 3? Laser minigun. Laser minigun. What's the difference between laser minigun and plasma rifle? One's blue, one's yellow. They both act exactly the same. Laser minigun has 100 bullets rather than 30. This is pretty good. Is this the greatest game in the world from Kimi K2? No. Graphically, it's great. There's no bugs or glitches. It worked on first try, so we have to give it bonus points for that. Some of the others have that in. Overall, this is an exceptional... Yeah, for first go. Should we do... All right. I feel like we have to... Let's do this. I've been doing this for others because most of the other models mess up and don't get it right the first time. So I give them like 2 to 3 prompts to prove themselves. So let's do this. Let's give 2 to 3 prompts to Kimi K2 to improve the game. I mean, already right off the rip, first try, it's probably the best out of all of them. But let's do this. Go back to Kimi K2. First try, amazing. Let's see what else. Let's see what else we can add to this. Can you make the environment more complex with obstacles? Can you also make the enemies look more realistic? And can the power-ups actually do something? And add anything else you think will make this game stand out and be awesome. So to those who've never seen a world famous Alex Finn benchmark before, typically the way I do this is I give them the prompt and then they screw up the first time somehow and it doesn't work. And then I give them a second prompt and they fix it. So I have to be fair. I have to give Kimi a second chance, even though first chance it succeeded. It was the first one to actually like be really good. The enemies ran up to you and caught. That's a good point. Good call out, DW3. Also, none of the enemies hurt me when they touch me. So like Kimi, I thought this was a wild success for a first try, to be quite honest with you. But I give every other AI model a second chance. So we got to give Kimi, let's put Kimi in here. Kimi K2 thinking a second shot at improving the game. So let's hit enter on this and let's see what the improved version looks like here. And then we'll run through all the other benchmarks as well. The Elon dancing benchmark, the city flyover, and the music visualizer. So far, Claude Opus 4.1 has given the best benchmark out of all of them. GPT-5 was a very close second. Sonic, which I think turned out to be Grok 4 Fast, was a 16.1, and Grok 4, which is a 9.4. It failed at pretty much every test, Grok 4, unfortunately. But it is what it is. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this column, delete column. So let's see what the improved. So Kimi K2 is going in, improving the prompt. We'll see what this game looks like. So far, I am very impressed, though. I've been thinking about it, man. I've been thinking about it. Do I do it? Do I do it? The Mac Studio Superpower. The only issue is you can't run Kimi K2 on it. You need 2 of these to run Kimi K2. But I think I can run Mini Max, which is really a really good model on here. Do I do it? Should I do it? Top of line Mac Studio, baby. Put an AI model on it. I don't know. We'll see. Run it. Build like a... build a 24/7 employee. I think that's the dream. You planning on testing Sonnet 4.5 on the benchmark? Should we just do that right after this? Should we just call it Benchmark Friday and benchmark Sonnet 4.5 right after this? What do you guys think? What do you have more fun watching? Me build out the vibe coded app or watching the benchmarks? Let me know in the chat. Get the M3 Ultra. But yeah, and the M5 Ultra comes out soon. The M5 Ultra comes out soon. The rumors are starting to swirl. The M5 Ultra. GDX Spark. I've been, dude, Evo. I've been going to friggin', what's it called? Forget the name of the store. Micro Center. I've been going to Micro Center every couple weeks just to look at the Spark. I'm hearing mixed things on the Spark, Evo. I'm hearing mixed things on the Spark. I hear it's actually really slow for what you're paying. It's got good memory, but it's really low bandwidth for the memory. So it's really slow. I might buy it just as like kind of just to train my own models and stuff. I'm reading a textbook right now on machine learning. Like I want to train my own models and like get super deep on it. I want to get my knowledge super deep. I think that'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to make content about open source models as well and training your own models. I don't know if that really fits into what I do on this channel. I don't know if people who watch my channel would be interested in that or not, but I want to make my knowledge super deep. And I think the GDX Spark would be a good way to do that. Or I can just take the $4,000 I'd spent on the GDX Spark and put that toward a Mac Studio, which would be significantly more powerful and faster than the GDX Spark. And I'd get like a really good computer out of it that I can, you know, edit videos on and do other stuff in. Make sure you waste enough money on storage for it. I have a 512 M3 Ultra work, but it's got 1 terabyte storage. Yeah, I would do like 4 terabytes of storage. Like I would like go like, okay, this is my end all be all computer. It would be like, I want to put all my videos on it. Can't say the M5 will have higher capacity unified memory off the bat. They didn't even bother to catch the M4 Max, the M3 Ultra. But you know it's going to be like way better for AI models. Like, part of me is just like, you know, the hardware and the software is going to get so much better. So I'm going to be able to host so much better things than what we got right now. I'm debating a Mac Mini Array versus a Mac Studio once I start making money on the apps I'm developing. Yeah, I mean, my YouTube's making me decent money now. Creator Buddy's making me good money. I'm going to release a AI Coding Academy in the next few weeks. Paid, super premium community where people be able to hang out in. But I still don't want to like spend money if I don't see an ROI on it. So I got to figure out the ROI on the $10,000 Mac Studio. I have to figure out the ROI case for it. All right. Looks like the code has been improved. I'm going to paste it in. Wow, they doubled the length of the code. This is now 2,700 lines of code. M5 Ultra will be released. Wait for it. Yeah, that's the rumors. The rumor mill is M5 Ultra is coming this year. They're skipping the M4 Ultra and going straight for the M5 Ultra. And like, you know, it's going to be fire. You know, you're going to be able to do things you weren't able to do before with local AI. I don't even understand why people are talking about this Mac stuff. What is the reason for this? What are you trying to accomplish? Says JJ Allen. Be able to run really powerful AI models locally and train your own models and just like get deep in the AI machine learning world. I'm reading a book right now, a textbook, Hands-on Machine Learning with Scikit-learn and PyTorch, Concepts, Tools, and Techniques. Because I just want to get super deep. I want to understand all this from the deepest level possible, right? On this YouTube channel, I talk about how to code with AI, how to build with AI, how to start a business with AI, but I want to get on like a much deeper level. I want to understand everything from the deepest level. I want to get super deep. I'm trying to get real deep here, JJ Allen. I want to get real deep. So I want to buy a good computer where I can train models and do all that. So I just can get as deep and hands-on and deep as possible. You know what I'm saying, JJ Allen? All right, let's refresh this. Oh, Neon Arena Evolution. Can we do ML in Mac? I don't think so. Are you sure? Yeah, you can. It's actually, from what I hear from people, the Apple hardware is actually the best for it. Second frame production is what I'm hearing. It's what I'm hearing. Everything before GTA 6. Yeah, can you believe they delayed GTA 6? Like, get the hell out of here. Once they ship the 1 terabyte capable M5 Ultra, I'm upgrade. Yeah, I think I got to wait for the M5 Ultra. Here we go. Neon Arena Evolution. So they updated the name. Enter the cyberpunk battlefield. Survive at all costs. Shift. Wall run. They added... Listen, if the wall running works here, this is going to win. Reload grenade. They added grenades. They added another weapon. They added an alternative fire. They added double jump. They added a melee attack. A headshot deals critical damage. A kill streak activates bullet time. Wall run for tactical advantage. Cybernetic systems quantum shield. Plasma rifle energy cell. There's a chance this might be the best test yet. Here we go. We're jacking in. Can I wall run? I can jump through the walls. Where's the enemies? There's now like recoil. Unfortunately, the recoil goes in the wrong direction. It goes down. Ooh, these graphics are nice. The enemies are like little... Oh! Oh! All right. Now it hit me. Now I'm flying away. All right, let's refresh. Oh, there's like a radar now. What is this? Oh, system failure. I died. All right. Let's refresh this again. I mean, now it's a lot more click to jack in. Now I can't get past the menu. All right, let's rate it. We can't rate it based on this broken V2. Let's rate it based on that V1. First-person shooter. So, like, listen. Oh, here we go. Let's test it one more time. Like, I've never seen one add recoil before. I like that the graphics are the best by far of any of these AI models that have built a game with us in the benchmarking test. And it's got the radar. It's got a radar now, which is sick. Oh, let's try the other weapons. Energy cell. Oh, the shotgun, the neon shotgun. Oh! Whenever they touch me, I fly off into... I got to try the other weapons, though. Come on, dog. Let me get past this menu. Here we go. Nope. All right, here we go. Railgun. I don't understand what the railgun does. What is it? Alternative fire makes me jump up in the air nonstop. All right. Let's rate it. I shouldn't be rating it compared to other people's scores. I should just rate it in a vacuum. So Kimi K2, we're doing the world famous Alex Spin benchmark for Kimi K2. One try, nailed it with the best graphics I've ever seen. Smoothest, no issues on the first try. It's got to get bonus points for nailing it on the first try. I don't think any other model I use nailed a solid good game on the first try with the best graphics, multiple weapons. Just very ironed out experience. It messed up when I gave it 20 more things to build out after. I think I gotta go 8.1. I think I gotta go 8.1. No, 7.9. Here's the challenge, and I'm going to go 7.9. It was the best out of all of them. But it's it's going to get so much better, you know? One day I'm going to be prompting this, and it's going to come up with Call of Duty, and it's going to be a Call of Duty game off the rip. So we need to leave room. We need to leave room for that level of game. So 7.9. Now we're going to do the Elon dancing test. Elon dancing test. How do I do new chat? Oh, here. New chat. All right. Thinking mode is on. Elon dancing test. It has to make a SVG of Elon dancing. This is a tough one. This is probably the test where all the models have done the weakest so far. Yeah, if the enemies looked better on the first version, 8.0. They were all just squares. I feel like once you get an 8, you have to have a really good game. It wasn't really good. It was the best they've ever done. Damn, sounds like next level stuff. If I'm inferring it correctly, you want to create an LLM that basically watches what you do on local computer and makes predictions from that. Yeah, I feel like this is an end-all be-all. This is what I want. This is what I want most out of AI, JJ Allen, is I have a local LLM that knows all about me, watches what I do, knows I post newsletters on Thursdays and YouTube videos on Tuesdays and Fridays and live streams Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. And it learns that and then does work for me, right? So I see you're doing newsletters on Thursdays. Let me write you drafts every Thursday. That's the dream. That's what I want to build. I don't know if the tech's there yet. All right, so it's going to produce a single standalone HTML document containing an inline SVG that depicts Elon performing a looping 4-second dance move. Let's see how good this can get. So far, all these models, it's been rough. It's been rough. Opus has been the best so far, but they don't look good. Grok 4 is horrible. GPT-5 was really weak too. Me too. Now I try Goose Pisces for this as Evo. Yeah, I'm trying different things. Kimi K2 though might be the closest we get for being able to build that use case because it can run hours doing recursive tool calls to achieve a goal. What do you think of an app that combines all of your need to do tasks from all your productivity? What do you think of an app that combines all? Yeah, I mean, that'd be great. If I had an app that does everything for me, I want a proactive, autonomous agent that does work for me. That's my goal. That's what I want to build. If I can build that, that's $1 trillion idea. Yeah, Minimax M2. I've been playing around with Minimax M2 the last few days. It is spectacular. It is excellent. But I'm hearing Kimi K2 is just a level above that now. I'm trying them both out. But I think both of those are so far the closest. Now imagine if I can run those models locally. What is this? Put it all in one file, please. It's the formatting's messed up here. That's the end goal, though, if I can build that out. Quen 3 is very close to what you might be looking for. Omni model computer control can process video. You need really beefy computer to run it. Watch why M3 Max Ultra, buy it. Why is Qwen 3 better suited for that use case? Why is Qwen 3 better suited than Minimax, or can I run Qwen 3 locally on the M3 Ultra? Been using Google AI Studio ever since you talked about building one app idea a day. Amazing. You've been doing the challenge, Ruben? You've been using it to build an app a day? Uh-oh. Kimi K2 starting to mess up here. They can't figure out how to put everything in one file for this request. I mean, I might just have to copy and paste everything separately. Let's see if this works. I'm going to copy and paste this code chunk by chunk here. All right, here we go. I'm pasting this into Visual Studio. Copy. Let's see if it can make a dancing Elon SVG. It is hot in this apartment. I turned on the heat right before this big mistake. Big mistake. I'm going to smell by the time this... I sweat during like videos and live streams. All right, I have no idea if this is going to work. I might have to try this again after if this doesn't work in like a different window. Oh! Here we go. 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Trouble in CCP paradise. What do you think of an app that combines all your need to do tasks for a single day from all your productivity apps like Gmail, To Do, Notion, and other apps into a single place? As long as it's not too complex. I'm not interested in apps where I have to like log into 40,000 tools. I'm not interested in that. Right? Like all these AI agent tools where you have to integrate Google, Gmail, Calendar, Notion, and log in. I don't want to log into 40,000 different tools. I think the future of AI agents is none of these canvases where you're linking 40 different things and saying, oh, here's this workflow, here's this workflow, here's this workflow. I don't think it's like me logging into 40,000 different accounts. The use case I'm interested in when it comes to AI agents that I want to build is you hit a button and it goes to work. That's it. That's it. You hit a button, I sign up, I hit a button, and it goes to work. That's it. That's all the thinking I want to do. I think that's the end all be all. Right? Maybe it's like an employee. If, like you're at a business, you have an employee. Maybe there's some onboarding, right? You have to do a little work to onboard a new employee. You tell them all your best practices. You tell them this, you tell them that. But you just tell it them, right? You say, hey, by the way, I do newsletters Thursdays. I do live streams Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. And then it goes, takes that information and goes. That's the most I want to do. I don't want these N8N canvases where I'm linking boxes and squares and workflows. I don't want to log in to Gmail and log into Google Calendar, then log into Notion, then log into Twitter, then log into this. I don't want to do that. I press a button. I say, hey, I send out newsletters Thursdays, and then it goes and it remembers that, and it does work for me autonomously. I'm not interested in any AI agent use case till we hit that point. All right, let's talk about the benchmark. It's solid. It's better than most we've done. The feet are not moving with the legs. I do like that each leg moves individually. The head's bopping up and down. I mean, this is on par with the other. This is on par with the best of the other ones. You know, it's like a 5.1, 5.2. Which was Claude Opus. I think it's on par with what Opus did with 5.1. City fly-through. The next test is a city fly-through. It needs to build a 3D simulation of flying through a city. It needs to do a simulation of a 3D fly-through a city. Build an HTML file that uses 3JS. to generate a dense, varied city using only code, add atmospheric lighting, animate a smooth camera path that flies between it, displays an FPS counter. Did I put it that twice? Oh, I did. I put it twice. I have it twice. I'm gonna edit this and just get rid of the time equals sunset part. That's been messing up some things here. All right. Here we go. It needs to build a 3D simulation through a city fly-through. By the way, new sweatshirt for those in America. Fire. Patriots Bucks this weekend. We're going to win. One place that catch all you do, think, create, and does not rely on specific LM. Real second brain LM, whatever you want. Yeah, I just want, that's exactly what I want. Here's my vision, and here's why I keep playing around with the idea of like buying like a $10,000 M3 Ultra. This is the vision, and I just don't know if I can accomplish it yet, but I think I want to go for it, which is like a local LLM, all local, all on my local computer, that just works for me. I turn it on, and it just works for me. It learns what I'm doing, and it just like, it builds files, it writes newsletter draft, it writes video drafts, it watches my investments. It knows I'm invested in Robinhood. It knows I'm invested in Tesla and Nvidia, and it feeds me news. It gives me updates. And I just hit the button and it goes, and it just goes and does that work. That's the vision. All offline, all on a local computer. It texts me. I get text message from it throughout the day. Hey, just realize this. It looks at my fantasy football team and says, hey, by the way, your player just got injured. You might want to drop them. Stuff like that. Bird Gang says Winner Circle Family. Winner Circle Family. I went to the Super Bowl, Patriots Eagles, several years ago when it was in Minnesota. It was like Patriots Eagles. I grew up in the Philly area, so all my friends are Eagles fans. And we were just like, Patriots Eagles, this is the year. It's in Minnesota, so tickets are a little cheaper. Let's do it. Let's go. And we bought tickets 2 days before the Super Bowl and flew to Minnesota and went to the game. And obviously, you know how that turned out. The Eagles ripped my hearts out. My heart. I don't have multiple hearts. They ripped my heart out. So that sucked. But that was a cool experience. Going to the Super Bowl is cool. All right, let's see how we did here. All right, they put it all in one file, which is nice. Steelers, enough said, says Hubertus Keel. Steelers? Patriots own the Steelers, man. Patriots own the Steelers. Lululemon just came out with this collection. It's like a really nice, this is like really soft and high quality. These are like all patches on here. Lululemon just came out with this collection. It's really nice. They have it for every team. Lululemon's quality has gone down significantly over the last several years, but this is a nice sweatshirt. All right. This is only 391 lines of code for this 3D city fly-through. I think fine-tuning is harder in Apple hardware. I don't know much. Double check in that. What I think would be need CUDA for larger fine-tuning. Yeah, I think the DGX Spark has that. But I think you're going to get a lot better speed. There's a lot more bandwidth with the Mac. M3 Ultra. Do I wait for the M? But here's the concern, though, Yen, is like that use case I just gave everyone. I don't know if we have the hardware and software for it yet. Just yet, though. I don't know if it's possible. I'm trying to prototype it locally, or I'm trying to prototype it through APIs right now to see if I can even come close. And then if I can get it working, then I'll see if the local models can do it for me. All right, let's see how we do here. Refresh. Loading. Just says loading. Uh-oh, it's getting an error. I'm looking at my console. 3 is not defined. Some models were doing this where they just don't know how to use 3JS, so they don't use the local or like the CDN version. This didn't work. getting an error. Are you using 3JS the right way? With the latest CDN. Uh-oh. So we have a little mess up from Kimi K2, the first little mess up. Lulu is thin. Well, I think the quality's gone down. It's like super thin now and like plasticky with Lululemon. But two, I think the style just stinks now. Like you used to go in the Lululemon store like 6-7 years ago and like the clothes would be fire. Like, oh, these clothes are awesome. But now you go in and they all kind of look weird and strange and crappy. I just think whatever happened to Lululemon, they've gone downhill in every single way. Sad. Okay, I know that was amazing. That's a dream come true, but yeah, sorry, we had to get ours. Also, I'm from South Jersey, right outside Philly. Where are you from, Winter Circle family? I am from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I was not born there. I was raised in Cherry Hill. Where are you from, Winter Circle family? We got to be close to each other. We got to be close to each other. All right, let's copy this, see if this works. I'm not there anymore. I'm in California now. That's where I was raised, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Loading up. Uh-oh, Kimi K2. Kimi K2, we're getting more errors. We're getting more errors, Kimi K2. We're getting more errors, Kimi K2. Let's go back. Still not working. More errors. Fair. I would say Seahawks and Falcons are 2.0, but he used the Eagles emoji. So you should know which bird team it is. The Eagles emoji was in the message. The Eagles emoji was in the message. They should know what bird team it is. I'm getting issues with the result too. Are you doing the same test as me as we go along here? Do you guys want the prompt so you can try it? Let's see if this fits in the chat. Do you want the prompt to run this with me? Use web to get docs correct. Good call out, second frame. But it should know that automatically. It should know to check the docs. It should know to check the docs till I get the latest version. Like Claude Code knows. Claude Code checks the docs every time I have it do something. Claude Code checks the docs every single time. I shouldn't have to say, hey, check the docs to figure this out. It's like it should be aware enough to know that it doesn't know. Oh! Wow. This is the most detailed one yet. The frame rate is absolutely horrible. The frame rate is absolutely horrible. But I've never seen one of these models do it, so there's lights in every building. I hope this doesn't crash my computer. This is the most detailed one yet. Oh my God, my computer's actually slowed to a halt. I can't run that. My computer froze. Oh my God, my computer was like frozen. Are you still with me? Am I still here? I can't do that test. I can't do that test again. Did you guys see that? Did you see what it just built? I mean, that was, you should probably use the computer on option. That would be more Claude Code equivalent. Right now, you are just using the ChatGPT thinking equivalent, not code. Yeah, but here's the thing, Dog Name Chip. This is how I did it with all the other models. That's how I did it with all the other models. I do it straight from the chat. Because I could do Sonnet inside Claude Code and all the other ones inside Codex. But I do, just to keep it an even field, I do it from the chat box. My everything was frozen there. That was the most detailed one I've ever seen, but everything froze. I can't try that. I can't refresh that again. I don't want to freeze this live stream again. That was crazy. How'd that look? That looked sick, right, Jacob? Yeah, the frame rate dropped like 1 frame per second before crashing out. I mean, this is the toughest one of them all. It was more detailed than Claude Opus, but the performance was horrible. It almost crashed my entire computer. And it took a few tries to get there. I think I have to go like 3.9. 4.2. Because it was so detailed and beautiful. It just couldn't. 3.9. 3.9. I have to punish it for not figuring out right away. I have to punish it for almost destroying my computer. Maybe if I had the Mac Studio M3 Ultra, I'd be able to run it. I mean, it was the best visually out of all of them. All right, last one here. Last one. Last test on the benchmark. I think we're neck and neck here. Let's see. I don't want to calculate it how much it needs because then it might bias my decision. Music visualizer time. So we needed to build a music visualizer for us. So it needs to build a visualizer and build a song and make a song in the visualizer. New chat. Is this all free? Like, am I going to hit like a roadblock soon? I don't know. Just going to keep going for it anyway. You think 4.0 DW3 Modelier 1.5? Wow. The real question is, will Sonnet 4.5 score higher? Do we just do Sonnet 4.5? Do we run the benchmark back-to-back after and do Sonnet 4.5? Do we just say F it? Benchmark Friday. We don't even work on the vibe-coded app store today. We just benchmark it up. I mean, I feel like it's a pretty fun Friday activity. Mondays, Wednesdays, we get serious. We build, we code. Fridays, we test models out. How's my camera doing, by the way? It's getting hot. I think I have to buy a new camera after this. And also, I feel like if I buy like a really nice camera, that'll help me stand out, right? We're in a race right now. I want to stand out amongst all the AI YouTubers. Get super high quality. I got a new capture card yesterday. Video's looking better already. All right. So for those who don't know what this fourth and final benchmark is we are running here, it is a music visualizer. It has to build a music visualizer and create a song in it. Taylor Mayhew comes in. Geez, homie, you've needed a new camera for a couple weeks now. I think you might just need to go get one, bro. I don't need it. Well, I need it if it keeps crashing out on me. All right. Also, I feel like it could be cool to have two cameras. Like, buy this one, add it, and then I have two camera angles. I can like talk to both cameras and maybe add some little variety to the videos. I don't know. Let me put in this new code. How many lines? This was 700 lines of code. All right, let me stop the music so we can hear this together. Background music 0. All right. I think this should play the music for you guys. Let me turn on my speaker a little bit. All right, here we go. Synthwave generator, always the blue and purple gradients, always. Waveform, frequency spectrum. All right, here we go. Is Sonic Grok code fast? It is, but the issue is now Composer 1 and SWE 1.5 from Cursor and from Windsurf are faster and better. So that's Grok's issue. They're going to have to come up with an update for that. Kimi K2 thinking 200, 300 tool calls out human in the loop. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking we're the closest second frame productions we've ever been to that use case I was talking about earlier. That's why I'm now debating getting that M3. Although I don't even think you can run Kimi on the M3. All right, here we go. You guys hear that? Can you guys hear this? Not hearing it? I know what I gotta do. I can barely hear it. I know what I gotta do so you guys can hear it. I know what I gotta do so you guys can hear it. Share screen. Yeah, here we go. You guys ready? This will do it. It's gonna deafen you though. This should make it so you can hear it. You ready? Tell me you can hear that. That sounds great. Henry? It sounds great to you? Really nice. Are you on LLC? Visually, the visualizer is the best. This is the best visualizer out of any of the ones we've made. The music's horrible. That's probably the worst song. Can you expand these benchmark Fridays with doing local models too if you're to get that Mac? Yeah, hell yeah. Should we do it? That could be a ROI pitch to me to buy the M3 Ultra. As it expands my benchmark Fridays. Is benchmark Fridays a new thing? I think to really test out Kimi, you got to use Kimi CLI where its agentic abilities can shine. But I get that this must be fair for your test. Well, we can do. So here's what I'm going to do, Harshal. I'm gonna film a Kimi K2 video right after this live stream ends, and I'm gonna like put those to the test and like build out a real app. So that'll be that'll come out soon. Notifications on for that. That'll either be tomorrow. That'll either be tonight or tomorrow. But for this, when we do benchmark Fridays, we just do the Alex Finn benchmarks. We like benchmark Friday. Yen Radman. Yen Radman's kind of. I'm gonna promote Yen Radman right now to officer in the Fin Fam. Yen's an officer in the Fin Fam. He's been on like every live stream we've been doing here. You're an officer, so if he says benchmark Friday in all caps, it's now benchmark Friday. I'm down. That seems like every Friday we just test out different LLMs, benchmark them. I mean, this could be the argument that puts me over the line and get the M3 Ultra if I'm going to be benchmarking a bunch of local models. Is it worth paying for the Claude extension? What Claude extension? Is it worth just paying for the? Do you mean in like Visual Studio Code? Yeah, it's the best AI coding tool on planet Earth. Let's go back into Kimi. So let me share my window again. Let's give it a second chance. So we give every LLM a second chance. Let's give it a second chance. The visual was great, but the song was horrible. Make it more of a cool, diverse, interesting song, please. It was just like one beat over and over. We'll give it a second chance. Sorry, late to the party. How did Kimi perform overall in the top quality set of tests as Damian Gallagher? Damian, here's where we're at. We're on the final test right now, Damian. And so far, it was the best ever at the first-person shooter. Spectacular first-person shooter. Very impressive work. Elon Dancing, it was on par with the best. On par with the best of Elon Dancing. City Fly-Through, it was the most detailed and beautiful of them all for sure. Oh, what just happened? I just did something. There we go. City Fly-Through, it was the most detailed and beautiful for sure, but the frame rate was like 1 frame per second and almost crashed my entire computer. So I had to ding it big time for that. And so now we're on the final test here. It looks like it has a decent shot. Actually, it might be a little bit behind Claude Opus 4.1 at the moment. So it needs to beat Claude Opus 4.1 at the music visualizer test to win, I think, here. So let's do this. Let me copy this. Copy. Paste this into Visual Studio. It actually deleted lines of code. Interesting. And then let's share the tab so you can hear it. And share top. All right. Here it is. Will Kimi K2 be the new king of model benchmarks? And we're going to do Sonnet 4.5 right after this. We're going to benchmark Sonnet 4.5. You should be able to expand into agentic tasks to benchmark. Basically expand benchmark to showing off what different models do best. That's a good point, Modelier. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the Sonnet 4.5 benchmark after this like we just did here. And then I'm going to brainstorm with an AI on what's the best way to test this, the agentic abilities. We're going to figure out a benchmark we can do for the agentic abilities. All right, you guys ready for the test here? I asked them to improve the song. Can it improve the song? That's good. That's the best visualizer. Music-wise, I don't know if it's the best music. I can't remember the songs exactly, but I remember being extremely impressed with GPT-5 song. But it's a better visualizer than all of them. It's a 7.7. So how's it score? $24.6. Oh, it just loses to Opus 4.1. It just loses. It's because of the city fly-through. The city fly-through was the deciding benchmark. The city fly-through was the deciding benchmark. I think we got to do Sonnet 4.5. I think we got to try out Sonnet 4.5 with the benchmarks. Thank you, Alex, for the recap. I'll be watching the video. Oh, I'm not sharing the friggin' tab. Damn it. Damn it. Here we go. I gave it a 7.7. I gave it a 7.7. So slightly above Claude Opus, but slightly, because I remember the GPT-5 song was excellent. I remember the song was like actually, like I'd actually listen to it. I wouldn't listen to that song that Kimi just came up with, but the visualizer was the best. Just behind Opus 4.1 for the final score. Hey, Alex, are you using Claude skills inside your workflow? Says Woodford Capital, Brad Zeitland. Yes, I am. I would check out my Claude skills video I put out, I think earlier this week. I think it was earlier this week. I go over all the skills I use in my workflow. If you're starting over to build an app, what would your stack be? I assume the last letter is supposed to be a B. It says Ayush Sharma. Good news for you, Ayush. I got very good news for you. Very good news for you, Ayush. I just tweeted about this yesterday. Here's the best tech stack for vibe coding your first app. Next.js, Supabase, Clerk, Stripe, Tailwind, 3JS for 3D stuff. GPT-5 for tough tasks, cheap tasks, Claude Haiku, emails, resend, and then I use Claude Code to build it all. Check out my X if you haven't yet. I just tweeted this yesterday. Fire. Yeah, they improved the song. Still not the best song. Still improved it, though. How is there only 13 likes on this right now? Everyone thumbs up, says Taylor Mayhew. That's what I'm talking about, Taylor Mayhew. Everyone all together now. Let's hit like all at the same time. In 3, 2, 1. Everyone hit like. Thank you. It's free. It's completely free. Completely free to hit like. You're starting to over to build an app, what would be your? Oh, I just answered that. How do I learn to code if I'm not technical and don't know how to even use cursor? Says Ayush. Ayush Sharma. I'll tell you exactly. I'll tell you exactly how to do it. Ayush Sharma. The moment this, first of all, you hit like on this live stream. That's the first step. Second step, hit subscribe on my name. Third step, turn on notifications, the bell icon. That's step 3. And then step 4, Ayush Sharma, the moment this live stream ends, the moment it ends, not a second later, not a second sooner. Ayush Sharma, the moment this live stream ends, you click on my name, you watch every video I've ever put out. I promise you, you will learn how to vibe code better than all your compadres. I'll also say this, Ayush Sharma, in 3 weeks, I'm releasing the Vibe Coding Academy. I think I've settled on Vibe Coding Academy, even though vibe coding is a very cringe term. Vibe Coding Academy dropping in 3 weeks. It's going to have a Claude Code masterclass inside of it. Claude Code masterclass. End to end, you'll watch the whole thing. You'll be a master Claude Code. You'll launch your first app, guaranteed, or your money back. Guarantee you launch your first app or your money back. And you get meetings with me every week, twice a week meetings. So watch out for that in 3 weeks. Another thing with the local models and benchmarks you could potentially do is occasionally take community requests on models to test out. Hell yeah, I could do that. Definitely. How do I learn to code if I'm not technical and don't know even? I just answered that question. Show the spreadsheet. Yeah, sorry about not showing the spreadsheet. But Kimi having a free API, I don't think the API is free. You can use the chat for free. I don't think the API is free. Is Kimi in Cursor yet? No, but it should be very, very soon. Let the AI teach me, and homies like this guy are right here. Finger red #1. I don't know what that means, but I like it. No idea what that means, but I like it. I have problems with RLS on Supabase. Do you have any tips so Claude Code writes better scripts? Matthias, yeah, I get errors a lot too. Claude Code's still not perfect when it comes to RLS. I have RLS issues all the time. Just make sure, Matthias, when you run into those issues, go into your console inside of your IDE and copy and paste those errors into Claude Code, and it'll fix it. We are almost at 50K subs. Yeah, Pinky, can you believe it? Can you believe it, Pinky? We're almost at 50K subs. I started taking YouTube seriously a year ago. A year ago, we started taking YouTube seriously from 0 subscribers. 1 year later, we're almost at 50K. We're almost at 50K. And the last videos have been taken off too. 24K, 20K, 21K, 21K, 38K, 28K. The last several videos have been taking off. The channel's exploding, guys. We're growing. Let's look at the analytics. Let's go last 90 days. We're growing. See that? The technical analysts will say this is an upward channel. The technical analysts will say this is an upward channel. Let's go last 365. The technical analysts will say this is a very good looking chart. Very good looking chart. We're taking FinFam, we're taking off. FinFam, we are taking off, FinFam. If you're watching here, you're in the ground level. If you're watching this right now, you're ground level. Ground level. You're getting in the ground level. We're going to take off. And when we get to 1 million subs, you all invested early and you all get rich. When we get to 8 billion subs and every person in the world's subbed, you guys will be living in the sky, pie in the sky. People will be on the streets chanting, tax them, tax them, tax them, make them pay their fair share. But you'll go, no, 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 no. I invested early. I deserve this. We use Claude Sonnet benchmarks now, huh? Should we benchmark Sonnet? I think we benchmark Sonnet. I made something that worked decently in Kimi, but I would say off the bat, GPT did a little better, but both are okay. Check your Discord. I'll check the Discord right after this. Do you really think that Haiku is the best out of all the cheap models? Yeah. I mean, like, what depends what's the task, right? You have to give it the right task. You don't give the cheap models all the same tasks you give the more expensive ones. So it depends. Make a working HTML piano that creates cool neon waveforms when you press keys. Playable keys should range from make a working HTML piano. That's a good idea. Maybe we add that to the benchmark. The cursor people didn't even integrate GLM into the IDE. Hey, Alex, would you rather get $25,000 in Bitcoin and the newest Mac Studio, or would you rather fall down some stairs and break your collarbone? I'd take the Bitcoin computer, and I'm curious what you'd choose. What the hell kind of question is that? Are you high, Aaron Semenoff? What kind of question? Would I rather have a bunch of free stuff or break a bone? Hey, Alex, you do multiple projects at a time and bounce between them, or just one at a time and complete each one? I bounce between 100 different projects at once. I bounce between 100 different projects. What is this in the bottom right? What is Claude Code? Best-in-class coding agent that runs in your terminal. Get started. They have like Claude Code. What happens when I click this? What's going to happen when I click this? There's a new Claude Code advertisement in Claude now. This takes you to the website. All right. Let's do it. Claude 4.5, Sonnet 4.5 benchmark. Benchmark Fridays. Let's build the first person shooter in Sonnet 4.5. Do we have extended thinking on? I guess we put thinking on the other one. Do we do extended thinking? Do we do extended thinking? Do we do extended thinking? I say we turn it off. Do we do extended thinking on or off? What's fair for the benchmarks? Extended thinking on or off? How do you know when to use Claude, whether in browser, desktop, or terminal? How do you know when to use Claude? Well, it depends what you're doing, JJ Allen. If I'm coding with Claude Code, I do the extension inside the IDE. I don't use the CLI. I like the extension UI better. On? Okay. First person responds it on. You deserve the success as Padu Roberto. I appreciate that, Padu. Thank you. The camera survived. We're an hour in, and the camera has not burnt out once. That's pretty good. All right, let's see the benchmark for Claude Sonnet 4.5. Oh, let's turn the background music back on, huh? I think we had it on 18. Here we go. All right, let's see if Sonnet 4.5 is better than Claude Opus 4.1 in the benchmarks. All right, I'll create an awesome 3D person with a stylistic neon cyberpunk aesthetic. Why? Why neon cyberpunk? I don't say neon cyberpunk in here, do I? The AI always goes for neon cyberpunk. It drives me nuts. When do you open a new Claude Code window with fresh context versus continuing the same conversation? I have a new page I'm building, different page, and I'm not sure if I should keep ripping on my same chat. Are the pages separate? If they're separate, then start a new chat. I always open a new chat for like separate functionality, separate components, where I don't need any of the context in the last thing I made. Also, Claude Code's smart enough now where it's like, even if you start a new chat and there's something relevant from the other part, it'll like figure it out itself and find that context. I'm at such a predicament where Lyft and Uber send me so many spam notifications on my phone. But it's like if I turn off the notifications, then like you need notifications when you ride an Uber because you got to know when it's nearby. I'm turning them off. Whatever. Market's getting crushed today, huh? Crushed. Oh, it's recovering. Oh, Hood's in the green today. Hood's up 3% today. Are you kidding me? Hood is up 3%. It was down like 4% earlier. I was not expecting to open up Robinhood and see Hood is up. I was expecting to open it up and see Hood is down. It was down 4% today. It's now up 3%. What a recovery on the market, huh? Wow. What a recovery. What happened? What's going on in the market? It's so strange. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Your intro to Claude Code was great. Thank you, buddy. Hey, Hasur40 or Hasur00. Thank you. Which video? Should I do an updated Claude Code video? I might do an upgraded one. Oh, they're going to let me play it right here? Where's the code? I don't want to play it in here. I want to play it like I'm doing all the other stuff. I'll just download the file. I'll just download the file. All right, here we go. Definitely updated Claude Code video. I feel like my niche is kind of turning into Claude Code. I feel like all my Claude Code videos slay. Do they? Do all my Claude Code videos slay? Yeah, 25K, my latest Claude Code workflow video, 20K for Claude skills. Google AI Studio video did great. Google AI Studio, 40K in basically 2 weeks. That's pretty good. Claude Code, 28K. Claude Haiku, no one cared about Claude Haiku. I feel like people are starting to look at me as like the Claude Code guy. I don't know. All right, first benchmark. So we're benchmark 1 for Sonnet 4.5 first-person shooter. I really want to know. I want to talk to like an AI researcher and hear why all LLMs do cyberpunk stuff, neon stuff, blue and purple gradients. Why does every single LLM do that? Why does every single LLM do that? Why? I try to venture to other things, but always wind up back in Claude Code. Yeah, and Claude Code's the best. And listen, I've been accused of this multiple times. Anthropic is not paying me. I promise you, Anthropic is not paying me. I promise you. I simply believe Claude Code's the best AI coding tool out there, and it isn't reasonably close. Like, it's not close. Every time I try another tool, I'm like 10 minutes and I'm like, Claude's better than this, man. It's just the best. That's why I'm filming an entire Claude Code Academy series, put out in a few weeks. AI is very cyberpunk-esque, not your AI vibe. But why does it always choose? I don't know. Here we go. First test. WASD move, left click, shoot, space jump, collect power-ups to survive. It has sound. You guys probably can't hear it, but it has sound. Wow, the sound is really nice, actually. It's hitting, it makes a beep every time I hit an enemy. I got to make it so you guys can hear this. I got to make it so you guys can hear this. The sound's really nice. There's a different sound for when I hit the enemy, and there's a different sound for when the enemy hits me. It's actually really nice. What are the circles? So there's a few issues. This seems to happen every time I have Claude make a first-person shooter too. It's only the Claude models that do this. It just doesn't feel good. Like when I move my mouse, you see this? Like it's inverted up and down, left and right, like tilts it like a little bit. Like you see how it's like tilted? It just doesn't feel natural. Graphically though, I'd say this is basically on par with Kimi K2's first shot. If not, maybe a tad better, maybe. The sound is definitely a plus. The controls are just kind of messed up, though. I have to ding it. Oh, the power-ups work. I'm much faster. The power-ups work. The power-ups actually work. I can jump. The visuals are cool. The sounds are the best ever. Looks like positive rhetoric on the government shutdown is why the market's up. It looks like. I guess the market's being. I guess the reason the market was going down the past few days is because the government shutdown. But someone just texted me that it's positive because there was positive rhetoric around the government shutdown. All right. All right. I gotta stop that sound. That was pretty good. Visually, I'd say it's on par with Kimi K2. Gameplay-wise, not quite as good because the moving around's kind of messed up. Sounds the best sound ever. It's tough. Is it really a 7.9? The controls really mess it up. Do I give it one more shot at the controls? Oh, let me share my screen. Do I give it one more shot at the controls? I'll give it one more shot at the controls. Everything looks great, but let me hide this so you can see my prompt. Everything looks great, but the controls are messed up. Mostly around the mouse and moving the camera. It's vertically backwards and it like tilts when I move it left and right. It should feel like a normal first person. If it can figure out the controls, it might beat Kimi K2. If they can't figure out the controls, it has to be a little bit behind. The controls are really, really bad. All right, get this out of here. Damn it, it's still going. I don't think you can hear it, though. Remember we talked about testing keeping the thumbnail design guide versus doing... Oh, thumbnails. Someone asked about that, too. How are the new varied thumbnails? I think the new thumbnails I'm going with are good, right? I think the new thumbnails, right? Because I was doing just kind of the same orange vibe. It actually was performing really well. These are this is good. Like I got a 90K video in there, 50K, 43K, 21K, and then I went varied thumbnails, and it's just about the same. There hasn't been any home run hero content. I guess maybe the Google AI Studio with 38K was kind of a hero content. Like here, I had a bunch of hero content. The GPT-5, another GPT-5, another GPT-5. Maybe I gotta make more videos on GPT-5. Claude Sonnet. I don't know. I like the thumbnails. I don't know if it's giving me more hero content, but everything's performing pretty steadily, which is good. Here, I think there's more ups and downs with the orange, but the ups are higher. Here, everything's just kind of solid fastball down the middle, which is good. It's good to get that consistency. All right, let's download the new one. The controls are fixed. I guess that's a power up. Yeah, damage. I get bonus damage now. The controls are completely fixed. This might be the GOAT. This might be the best one. All right, let's exit out of this. Benchmark time. Remember we talked about testing thumbnail? Yeah, it doesn't send you off the space. No health indicator. Is that behind the comment? I think it was behind the comment. Kimi gave you a shield and other indicators. Yeah, those are better. The shield and the other indicators. Can you see click-through rate? Yeah, I can. I can see click-through rate. So let's go to one of my hero content. 38. Let's see what's the click-through rate here. 5.3%. I mean, off the rip, the click-through rate's been excellent on all these videos. Off the rip, it's been about above 10% like the first full day, which is good. Really good, actually. Let's see what an old hero content here looks like. 4.4. Let's see another one. My best performing GPT-5 one. 4.5. So, yeah, it looks like the click-through rates are better too. Cause thumbnail and headline are the two biggest influences on click-through rate. Yep. You'll have a lot more content to produce about GPT 5.1 and Gemini 3 are probably out next week. Yeah, that's going to be huge. It seems like when the new GPT models come out, that's when the videos start to slap. I'm trying to come up with more ideas for GPT 5 videos I can do, but I don't know many right now. I think I've kind of milked that one for all I can. Whew. It might be a tie. I know that's crazy. I think it's a tie. I think it's a tie. I think it's a tie. They both had their strengths and weaknesses, but I think it's a tie. All right. Let's do the Elon dancing test. Elon dancing test. Here we go. Elon dancing test. Is Atlas good? Just noticed you're in Atlas. Yes, I like Atlas. I like Atlas a lot. I do like it a lot because I have that chat at any time I want. I can just open up a chat anytime I want. Yeah, I'd say it was the same as Kimi K2 DW. I gave it a test. Better functionality, but less creative. Yep, I agree. I agree. I agree. What's it doing here? All right, so it's not really the best formatted code in the world here. All right, let's see how we do here. Let's see if this works. Dancing Elon test. Dancing Elon. Only 66 lines of code. Interesting. Oh my God. All right, let's get into this here. First of all, this would be the best if the limbs stayed on the person. Because this is the first one I've seen that uses like gradients in different parts. Like for the face, the skin, you get like this kind of gradient, which I think looks really nice. I think I got to give it a second shot. The limbs are completely disjointed and flying off Elon. If the limbs weren't disjointed like this, this would be the best. I think it's the best model of a person yet. Obviously, the dancing's horrible, right? The limbs are flying off. The dancing's horrible. The actual model itself, I think, is really nice. So we'll give it a second shot like we do on all the other tests. Here we go. Nope. Have you found good use cases for the agentic aspects of something like Atlas? I really haven't been able to think of any. No. I don't think the technology is there yet. I just don't think, I think obviously the idea of an agent controlling your browser is the future. There's something to it. But I don't think in its current form, it's something that will ever be mass adopted. I don't think we'll ever get to a point. Like, it's a half step, right? It's a half step. The same, like, it's the same with these, like, AI agent workflow builders like N8N, where I think that's a half step. Where you have these canvases, where you build out these workflows. I think that's a half step. I don't think people actually want to do that. And I think it's the same way with these agentic browsers, where it's a half step to where we're going. I don't think the end all be all is us sitting here and we give a prompt to a browser and we sit there and watch a computer slowly click on buttons. right? Just the way I don't think the end game is us connecting little squares and saying, oh, do this, do this, do this on a canvas. I don't think the end game is us giving prompts to a browser and then we sit there for 45 minutes while it slowly clicks on different buttons and we just sit there, oh, interesting. It's a half step to where we're going to be, which is what I told you earlier, which is you set it up, you hit a button, you walk away, and it does a bunch of helpful stuff. That's it. It knows who you are. It watches what you do. It's like, okay, this will be helpful, and it does those things. That's the end game. The reason why I use Atlas and the reason why I really like Atlas is because it makes it easier for me to access ChatGPT. And because it keeps ChatGPT more front of mind for me, right? I always see that Ask ChatGPT button and it always keeps it front of mind. Oh, I can use AI to help me out here. Yeah, what would actually be the future is something we don't have yet. I don't know if it's the tech. I don't know if the software is not there yet, the hardware or both, but I don't think agentic browsers in its current form are ever going to become popular. Right now, agentic browsers and use cases remind me back in the day when people actually thought computers would be on kitchen counters feeding you recipes. Yeah, it's just not how people want to use agentic browsers, where you sit there and like watch a computer click on things slowly for you. All right. This is like a 4.2. City fly-through. This is a tough one. I think this is the most difficult test of them all. The city fly-through test. Here we go. Why do I always do it twice? I have it like in here twice. And I made a smooth. Why do I have it in there twice? Get rid of that. All right. Here we go. Send it. This is the hardest test. Greetings from Slovakia, says Pierre Hovo. Greetings from America, Piero. Good to have Slovakia in here. Besides, there's a huge trust security issue with browser agents. Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I don't care as much about that. If it can come up with use cases that make my life easier, I'm fine with Sam Altman seeing everything I'm doing on my browser. But it doesn't make my life easier. Oh, you could probably fire up Cursor and try these benchmarks in Composer with 4x on. Yeah, but it's kind of modelier about keeping these consistent. Hi, I'm Claude. How can I help you today? Get notified when Claude finishes longer tasks like this one. Well, that's cool. Let me turn that on. It's about keeping it consistent, modelier. So I like to do all this inside the chat bot on the website, just to keep it consistent across the board. Where are you at in California? At Bay Area. In the center of it all. In the center of it all. No, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Download. Here we go. The buildings look really nice. They don't have the windows like they had in Kimi. The frame rate, 120 frames per second. Now let's see when it pans out. Shadows are nice. Let's see a pan. I mean, the smoothness is obviously significantly smoother. Can we get a pan out here so we can see the skyline? This is looking nice, but I don't like the camera angle. I can't see much with this camera angle. This is the first one. This is like the smoothest frame rates by far of all of them. We'll give it a second chance because we give all the other ones a second chance here. You can see the reflections off the buildings, which is really nice. All right. We'll make one more edit like we do all the other ones. Looks really nice, but I don't like the camera. Can we zoom out a bit so we can see the whole city, sky, and skyline? Yeah, it's definitely way smoother. It's not as detailed as Kimi, but it's way smoother, and like the textures and reflections and lighting is much nicer. I live in the East Bay. I have family in the East Bay, near Walnut Creek. 60 times more frames. Yeah, the frame rate is way better. Is it doing collision management off the buildings? It's going through the buildings. You can tell it's interesting things going on with the lighting, but it's not zoomed out enough. Increasing camera for clipping plane to see entire city with aerial view. Let's see how this does. This has a chance to take the lead. This has a chance to be the best one. Oh, wow. Okay, let me download. I don't want the preview there. Yeah, that's got to be the best. That's got to be the best one. It's, I mean, 120 frames per second here with this much detail, reflections, lighting, the little things off the top of the buildings. This is the best one yet. Look at the lighting here in the bottom right. Spectacular. I thought you'd use Claude Code and VS Code or Cursor instead of the browser. How are you making changes to your code from the browser? So JJ Allen, what we do with these benchmark tests are I have a prompt I use and I give it to the chatbot in the browser to keep it consistent. I have different tests I do when it's like Claude Code versus Codex, but for just testing models, just overall models, I do it this way with in the browser. I mean, this is like a this is like a 7.3. I mean, it's by far the best. Grok couldn't do it. Grok was just not capable of doing this test at all, so it got a 0. Sonic was horrible, which I think Sonic and Grok are the same thing. Kimi K2, I mean, almost crashed my computer. Claude Code was very good, GPT, but Sonnet. That was the best. That was the best. That might be why Sonnet wins this entire benchmark. All right, music visualizer. This is the fun one. The music visualizer is the fun one, I think. Music visualizer is the fun one. All right, here we go. Let's just ask it. If you ask to add a little more. Okay, we'll do that right after this, DW3. Once we do the music visualizer, I'll see how much more detail can add and still have that smooth frame rate. My camera's still chugging here, huh? If you give it a little bit more practice, you could sound like Trump. I hear it in your voice. Good video, says Gilbert Gabriel. Do I sound like Trump? I mean, I think we both kind of have a New York accent. I've gotten that a few times. Do I sound like him? I don't know. Music visualizer is the fun one, I think. We're going to have Claude build out the music. Similar speech patterns a little bit. I mean, we're both born in New York. So maybe it's the New York accents. Opus is huge. Huge. I think your cadence. All right. I don't know. Nothing to be ashamed of. Sounding like Trump, LOL. We're both from New York. Maybe it's a New York thing, huh? Everyone, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet. Most critical of all that, turn on notifications, bell icon, hit it. Putting out a new video probably tomorrow morning, but maybe later today. Full Kimi K2 walkthrough video, why it's so powerful. All the agentic stuff, we'll be putting the agentic stuff to the test. So make sure notifications are on for that. Vibe Coding Academy dropping in, I think, 3 weeks from today. 3 weeks from today, Vibe Coding Academy. Sign up for the newsletter to get info on that. Link down below. All right, here we go. No, I don't want the preview. I want to download it. Download. All right, let me stop the music so you can hear this. We're going to hear this for the first time together. You ready for this? Chrome tab, synthwave generator. All right, is my volume up? Here we go. Song's better than Kimi's song. I mean, do I love the song? No. Am I going to listen to this? No. The Kimi one was awful. This song's better. Visualizer, very good. Very good visualizer. Song's not amazing. It's better than what Kimi did. I feel like that's a 7.5. Yeah, it is. Wow, Modelier, you remember from that far back. Yeah, it does. It does feel pretty similar. It definitely is the same setup. I remember Opus had the same kind of square with things in the middle. I think visually this might be a little bit better. I think there's some visual improvements to it. Oh, I gotta share my old screen. I think I'm gonna give it like a 0.1 higher than Opus, like a 0.1 higher. We have a new king. We have a new king of the Alex Finn world famous benchmark. Sonnet 4.5 is the best model I've ever tested with the benchmark. Slightly beating Opus 4.1. Slightly beating Kimi K2 thinking. Beating GPT-5 by a little bit. And destroying Grok 4 and Sonic, which I think Sonic was just Grok 4 coding. I mean, I've been saying it. Anthropic's Anthropic's models are the best at coding by far. They just are. They're not paying me. I promise you they're not paying me. Although I'd love to be paid by them. Listen, if Anthropic reaches out and says, hey, we want to pay you, yes, please. It's not going to change my opinion. My opinion's going to stay the same, but they are not paying me. You've seen the benchmarks. You've seen me test it. It's obvious which is the best. Yeah, we got to do GPT-5 Codex High next. What's funny is that matches up with Anthropic's benchmarks being slightly better than Opus. Yeah. What do you think of DeepSeek? DeepSeek was good. I haven't benchmarked their latest. I do like DeepSeek, though. I mean, I like what the China models are doing with being so cheap. I mean, Kimi K2, which is the latest, did really well in the benchmarks. Amy Lior. I just think Anthropic's number one when it comes to coding. Like it's a coding benchmark, basically. But I think coding is like the good benchmark to use because it's logic. All coding is logic. So we're testing logic. Yeah, there was a lot of subtleties, Taylor. There were a lot of subtleties in everything Sonnet did. It just felt a lot more ironed out. It had the least amount of issues off the rip. Like when we did a follow-up prompt, there's only little tiny tweaks, right? It wasn't like this whole thing stinks, please fix it. It was like little tiny tweaks. Nice, thank you. I agree. Sonnet 4.5 is great, but expensive, especially. Yeah, like if you're trying to save money, I think the Chinese models are great. But I think Sonnet and GPT-5 are the best, right? So it's like, do you want to save money or do you want the best? I think in today's day and age, man, it's like if you're trying to win, you got to have the best stuff. You got to have the best models. So I'm willing to pay a little bit more to have the best intelligence. Right. It is sad. It's sad that's the way things are, or it's like a race between the haves and the have-nots. Like, how much money can you spend? But like, that's right now, intelligence costs money, so you got to be able to pay for the intelligence. You just have to. And it's like, listen, if you go out on weekends and buy a bunch of beer and booze and alcohol, and then you come home and you say, "Oh, AI is too expensive," I think you need to recalibrate your priorities. I don't want to sit here and lecture you guys, but it's just like I see people that like complain about, "Oh, Claude Code's expensive," and I go, "Okay, what'd you do last week?" And they, "Oh, I went to the bar and bought $150 worth of beer." Like, we're in a day and age. I think now, 2025 going into 2026, this is when you sacrifice. This is when you sacrifice. It's these transitional chaos periods where new kings are made. It's these transitional chaos period where you have a reshuffling. An opportunity is made. There's no opportunity when things are just steady and consistent. The opportunity is when there's chaos and there's reshuffling of the order. And that's what we're going through right now with all these new tech and AI coming out. It's chaos and a reshuffling. And now is the time where you have to make sacrifices. And maybe you don't go out quite as much to the bars or the clubs and spend so much on gin and tonics and Jack and Cokes and all that. And maybe you take that money and you buy a Claude Code subscription, or you buy GPT-5 Pro or whatever it is, and you take advantage of all the chaos going on. And maybe you buy a new Sony camera and start a YouTube channel. And you start creating content. And you get 50K subscribers in a year. Or you start tweeting your ideas and thoughts, and you build an audience, and you start building products. Now's the time to do that. Now's the time where you make those sacrifices, because there's so much opportunity at the moment with all the change going on at all times. There's so much opportunity. Now's the time you take advantage. Maybe drop a house down payment on a new lens for the camera. Maybe that's what you do, though, because maybe that new lens launches your YouTube channel, which launches a new business for you, which then allows you to actually put a down payment on a house, right? You're investing. You're investing. These are all investments. When you buy beer, when you go out to the club, you spend $40 on the entry fee at the door. You're not investing in jack shish, right? When you buy Claude Max, you get Claude Code, you spend $100 a month on Claude Code, $200 a month, whatever it is. You're investing in yourself. You're investing in your future and your future projects to grow it. So just about, what are you willing to sacrifice, right? What are you willing to sacrifice right now as we get into 2026? I agree. I just got back to Cursor today, thanks to your video, and before was with Claude Code, which is great. Even Claude told me to go back to Cursor, especially for UI UX design in a new browser. Glad it was helpful, Amy. Amy Leon Dor. Appreciate you all watching the live stream. Leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications if you haven't. It's great chat with you, great hanging. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific, so turn on notifications. New video either later tonight or tomorrow. Best way to support when I drop new videos, open it up, hit the notification, open it up, hit a like, and let it run to the end. That's the best way to support. Watch it to the end. That's how you support best. Newsletter, link down below for the newsletter, alexfin.ai/subscribe. Send it out every week. Free newsletter, #1 AI newsletter in the world. Vibe Coding Academy dropping in 3 weeks from today. That's going to be huge. So I assume you have the top tier plans for AI such as Claude. How conservative do you have to be? I pay for the top tier plan for everything. ChatGPT, Claude. I got to be on the latest cutting edge. I mean, it's my career. I make videos. I do content. I build every day. I have to. But for you guys, like, I think you can just get away with like Claude Code Max and that's it. Just build with that. So it's up to you. Totally agree. It's where the Claude is so smart, even for marketing, copywriting, brainstorming. Thanks for your live stream. Really made me get into vibe coding, and I'm grateful. Amy, my man, I appreciate that. Thanks for coming by the live stream, man. Come by more often. Come by Monday. Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come on by. It's great hanging with you, dude. Appreciate that feedback. There's so many ways to use Claude to do so many cool things that people don't know about. That's why I create these videos. That's why we live stream. That's why we do cool things, huh? Love you all. Doing these live streams is the most fun thing I do. It really is. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. Thanks to the people who chat in the chat. If you come by and you don't chat, that's fine. I appreciate you, but I enjoy when you come in the chat. Get loose, meet people, become friends. Me and Yen, we're friends now because of the chat. I think Yen came in one day and the first message he sent was like a troll message. Now we're friends. This is what you do. Come in the chat, hang out. You'll make some friends. It'll be fun. If you didn't chat today, if you watched today and you didn't chat, come by Monday. Chat on Monday. Say hello. Introduce yourself. Ask questions. Hang out. Go Patriots. Beat the Bucks. If we were cellmates, we would be boys. I think so, Enrique. I think if we were in prison together for life, we would be friends. I don't think you would assault me in my sleep if we were roommates in prison. Bro, how good is this new shiz, Kimi? Very good. We just did the benchmark test for it. Did very well in the benchmarks. Did very well in the benchmarks. This is a great thing to watch while debugging. That's kind of the point of these live streams. Like, I think ideally, these live streams, everyone files in and they build things on their own on the side while I'm live streaming. They kind of listen in, they hear something interesting, they come back over, say something in the chat. Like, I would love it if the live stream is just a bunch of us hanging out, building stuff together. I think that's sick. Sonnet 451 head-to-head against Kimi K2. Sonnet 45 still won, but Kimi K2 is like 10 times cheaper. All right, guys, I love you. I hope you have a spectacular weekend, spectacular rest of your Friday. Build cool stuff. Let me know what you build. Connect with me on Twitter. Hit me up there. Follow and DM me if you have any feedback on the live stream. If there's things you like, there's things you don't like, there's things you want to see, DM me over there on Twitter, X, what the hell ever. It's been great hanging with you all week. Great week of live streams, great week of videos. We'll hang out Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific. Turn on noties for that. Go Patriots. Love you all. Great weekend. Have a great one. We'll be back soon. Be back in a few days.